Hello, I'm Heather.
And I'm Ryan.
Welcome to the podcast. It's game night, it's sibling rivalry, it's a walk down memory lane, but most importantly, it's politics free.
Guaranteed.
Welcome to round 8 of Pando. Here's how it works. We have a set of cards. On each one is written 3 personal questions. For example, one card asks, what do I dread more, going to a dentist or to a doctor? Would I rather have unlimited sushi for life or unlimited tacos for life? And have I kissed somebody today? First, I'll ask Ryan 3 questions pertaining to me, and he'll have to answer each one correctly, earning 1 point per correct answer, and a bonus point for getting all 3 correct. Then we'll switch it around, and it'll be my turn. Whoever scores the most points wins the ever-coveted Gloating Rights Trophy until...
we play again.
Excellent. Ryan, for the record, I dread going to the doctor more because pap smears.
Oh.
I would rather have unlimited sushi for life because I feel like there's more variety available with sushi for life.
Mm-hmm.
And I have kissed both of my children and my husband today. What about you?
That is wonderful. I guess for me it would be a dentist. I guess I'd rather go to a doctor than a dentist. I don't have to worry about pap smears. Although in a couple years we're talking fingers and butts. So might change in a couple years.
Well, you know, I don't really dread either one of them either, but if I compare the dread I felt going to get a tooth pulled, it was less dread than when I knew I had to go get a pap smear. I can't stand getting them. I can't stand them.
And I, as well, would like unlimited sushi for life. And I have kissed Rebecca today. My children don't appreciate kisses anymore.
Lucky for me, yesterday, Holly wanted to play. Holly is my 8-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
She wanted to play this card guessing game. She was sitting right next to me and I could see the cards.
Mm-hmm.
And she turned them over and said, okay, you've got to find I think it's a bunch of like Pokemon cards. You've got to find the Panda or whatever they are, the Pikachu. And I kept getting them right. And my prize was unlimited hugs and kisses for a month. And she's actually been upholding her bargain, even though, don't tell her, I super cheated on the game we were playing.
Listen, Heather, it is not cheating if the opponent is holding the cards so you can see them without even trying. That is their own fault. I don't care how old you are.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Anyway, the game we're playing, once again, it's called Pando. That is Pando. It was created by Pando and is available at playpando.com. Link in the show notes. They are not a sponsor. Our current running score, Ryan 41, Heather 41. Ryan, are you ready for your first card?
No, but let's do it.
Name my best subject in school.
Okay, so for clarification, does this include for example, PE, art or drama or choir?
Sure. Why not?
Shit.
Or not. No, it doesn't. If it makes it easier for you, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't make it easier either way, but it just gave me more stuff to choose from. I know you took art and I know you took pottery, but later I'm pretty sure it's choir for you.
I mean, if we're counting extracurricular, I'm super surprised you don't immediately know exactly which subject.
Oh, it was music.
That's right. There you go. You're welcome for all that huge hint I gave you.
Thank you so much, Heather. You will regret it.
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Ryan?
Yes.
Have I ever plagiarized a document?
I want to say yes, but I think the answer is no. Hold on. No, wait, let me go back to my camera here. I'm going to say that again. I want to say yes, but I think the answer is no.
Are you trying to see my poker face right now? Or
I am.
What's going on? You're trying to see if I have a tell?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay. Did you plagiarize, Heather? I don't think you plagiarized.
I plagiarized one thing one time.
Son of a bitch! God damn it!
Listen, in elementary school, I got super sick and tired of creating creative writing. We had like this creative writing hour we had to do every day. Like write 50-word story or something. And I got so fed up with it, I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this one day, I was like, we have a whole library of books down here that are way better than anything I could ever write. I'm just going to go grab me a Shel Silverstein. I'll plop it open here. And I copied down a whole poem of his, which was like I think it was some poem about like peanut butter, right? Copied this whole thing down, turned it in. Great. Done with that for the day. And a few minutes later, the teacher calls me up. Heather, come here. Yeah. She's like, what you've done here is called plagiarism. Do you know what plagiarism is? I was like, no. She's like, that is when you copy something somebody else wrote and put your own name on it as though you wrote it. It's highly illegal. I was like, oh, okay. She's like, go write 50 words that you make up yourself. That was the first and last time I ever did it. And I genuinely did not understand creative, that it had to be something I made up. I thought I had this epiphany, like, why do I have to write? Why not just write something somebody else already wrote? Like, duh.
But you put your own name on it. Did you quote Shel Silverstein?
I don't remember. That part I don't remember. It's possible I did put my own name on it, but I honestly don't remember.
For shame, Heather. For shame.
No. Ryan, am I gullible?
I don't think that you are. I'm going to say most of the time you are not.
Most of the time, I would agree with that, yes. Hit me with my first card, man.
All right, Heather. Would I rather be gifted a box of chocolates or a bouquet of flowers?
Here's what I think. I think that sometimes you go through these like phases like I do where you're like super, uber, ultra healthy. And you exercise every day and you eat really well and you don't want anything to interfere with that. And sometimes, like I do, you go through phases where you don't care anymore. So I want to say that when you are not in a healthy phase, you would rather have a box of chocolates.
That is true.
But that if you're going through that health phase, you don't want the temptation of a box of chocolates. And so you'd rather have a bouquet of flowers.
Don't ever get me a bouquet of flowers, no matter what phase I'm going through. Yeah, but I mean, you would be right. I would rather not get a box of chocolates if I'm like trying to eat clean and healthy and all that jazz, but I'd still rather have the box of chocolates. Like if I was given the choice, yeah, give me the chocolates. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you got it. You're right.
I'm taking a point.
Yeah.
Excellent. Love it.
Heather, do I know how to use an iron?
I think you do.
I do.
Excellent.
And Heather, have I ever had alligator meat?
Ryan, I've been thinking about this one ever since I prepped for the episode and knew that this question was coming. And I think there's a strong possibility that you have tried it. There's also a possibility that you haven't tried it. Okay. So it's a 50-50 possibility.
Most of these questions are 50-50.
I realize that. But what got me thinking was I remember you guys took that vacation to Texas, and you went to the south of Texas, didn't you?
Yeah. Do they have alligators in the south of Texas?
Yeah. That's what I understand.
I did not see any alligators. I saw dolphins.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say no. You've never tried alligator meat.
Incorrect. I have tried alligator meat.
I wanted to say yes.
And of all places, I tried it in downtown Portland at Pizza Schmitza.
So you had literally alligator pizza. Is that what happened?
Yes. Pizza Schmitza. I don't know if they still do it, but they had alligator pizza there for a while, and Rebecca and I decided to go try alligator meat.
Okay, we're going to talk about that more later in the research for this episode section of the podcast. But for now, Ryan, here's your first question from your second card. What is my go-to party trick?
Okay, I mean, you could talk like Daffy the Duck, You can make noises with your tongue. I don't think
I'm going to give it to you because I didn't think I had a party trick, and now I know I've got two.
Oh. Nice.
Ryan, what is my middle name?
I have no idea, Heather. What could it possibly be? Do you want me to say it?
Sure, you can say it.
It rhymes with gray. It's Faye.
I'll give it to you. Ryan, have I ever cheated on a test?
I think we covered this before.
I believe we did.
And I believe you have not cheated on a test.
Correct.
Bonus point. Bonus point.
All right. I better hope I can get this. I
All
think
right.
I'm screwed. Please continue.
I haven't even looked at the other ones yet. All right. Oh, Heather, I feel sorry for you. What time do I set my alarm for most mornings?
Well, Ryan, I know you get up relatively early for work usually, but I also know your schedule changed recently. I think I remember you telling me it was 4.
Mm-hmm.
But now I think it's later than that.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's the same as that.
Mm-hmm.
It could be 4. It could be 5. It could be 6. I think it's between 4 and 6 in the morning.
Okay. Which one is it?
It doesn't say I have to give a specific time. So between 4 and 6 in the morning is my answer.
But it says, what time do I set my alarm for most mornings?
5.
It's 4 o'clock, Heather. It's 4 o'clock.
Stop it! I piss myself off sometimes.
Yes. Oh, Heather, I was like, wow, that's impressive that you actually remembered that. I think you should have that point. You should have that point because
I'll
you did
take
say
it.
it. You did say it. You knew.
All right.
All right, Heather, have I ever had lice?
I believe you told me no.
That is correct. I have never had lice.
Excellent.
And you thought you were screwed. Hey, Heather, what professional sport do I follow?
0. There are no professional sports that you follow.
That is correct. I think we're still tied.
I think we're still tied. So let me score this up here. We both got 6 points each in this episode. That's a tied episode, which means that we're both now at 47 apiece. It's down to the wire, folks.
It's anybody's game.
That's right, Ryan. Now it's time for research inspired by this week's game. And of course, I did research inspired by the question, have I ever had alligator meat?
Oh, interesting.
So I got curious. Where is this even a thing? Which obviously it's a thing in the U.S. In Florida, South Carolina, Texas, and Louisiana, it is legal to hunt alligator.
I mean, that makes sense.
Those are the only 4 states where it's legal. And then I was like, but is that like the only 4 states where alligators are? So I looked that up. Turns out other states where you can find them are North Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Arkansas.
Okay.
And of all of those states listed, Louisiana has the most alligators. They have the biggest alligator population.
There is a show based in Louisiana about people hunting alligators. Like, I think they're a nuisance there, aren't they? Did you discover that in your research?
I did not get that far. It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible. Well, they also have alligator farms, I forgot to mention, in Florida, South Carolina, Texas, and Louisiana, where it's legal to hunt. They also do alligator farms in those states, which I didn't even know was a thing.
Well, I don't know. I was going to say, I guess it makes sense since it's like a meat that people like to eat. But then you don't really have elk farmers up in the Northwest. Or
do you?
I don't think we do. Do we?
Then I was like, well, what does alligator meat taste like? So you've actually tried it.
I don't recall.
Do you think this description...
Oh, okay.
That's useless.
Well, give me the description and I'll see if I remember.
So somebody on the internet described it as, it is a very firm, lean white meat, somewhat as if you had crossed a chicken with a halibut.
Oh, interesting. I was going to say, I almost remember it tasting like chicken, but a little tougher, is what I was going to say. But I don't recall the halibut part. Because, and to be fair, it was on pizza. So I had a lot of other flavors incorporated into that. But I remember I was a little put off trying it just because I've never had alligator before. And I remember being pleasantly surprised. It almost had like the texture of beef, but tasted like chicken. That's like real, like not like tough beef, you know, like if you don't cook it right. That's how I kind of remember it.
Well, if there's something I've definitely done in my life, it's not cook beef right. So I know the texture you're talking about there. All right. Well, I would totally try alligator meat, which, by the way, I looked at like all the different ways of preparing it. You can there's so many different things you can do with it. A popular way is to deep fry it. A lot of people like that, or like you bake it and then you like douse it in butter and lemon. Apparently, if your alligator, if it's longer than 5 feet, the meat will be pretty tough.
Interesting.
So like you want a smaller alligator.
Oh, so you want the lamb alligators.
I guess you don't want them too small either. Otherwise, I don't think there's going to be much meat on there. So you're going to want something between 5 feet and a baby, I guess.
5 feet and a baby. That's like 3 men and a baby. But 5 feet.
Indeed.
One of them's missing a foot.
Essentially, any way that you could...
4.5 men with a baby. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I started to feel depressed.
Uh-huh.
Because I started to think of cute baby alligators getting offed for pizza. Okay, let's just move on.
Cute alligator babies.
Have you seen them? They're cute. Baby anythings are cute.
I'm not a big fan of reptiles. Lizards and snakes, just not a fan.
Google baby alligator.
Baby alligator, do 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 do. Baby alligator, do do do. Oh, baby gator.
Okay, can you see how cute that is? Look at that.
Nope, not cute.
You don't think that's adorable?
I don't.
Okay, well, we have different opinions on this subject.
Yes.
What else is new for this podcast? All right, well, I thought it'd be fun to look on Reddit for some stories.
Regarding alligators?
No, what's the strangest thing you've eaten?
Oh. I wonder what the strangest thing is I've ever eaten.
There were a lot of weird things on there. I'll tell you, the strangest thing I've ever eaten was a cricket.
Okay.
And it was in a lollipop on purpose. A friend of mine came back from Japan. I want to say Japan.
Mm-hmm.
And had all these treats and candies. And there was this candy, this like translucent lollipop with a cricket in the middle of it. And I was like, well, I'll try that. And there was so much lollipop, I did not taste any cricket. Let me be honest, I wasn't going to suck it down to the cricket.
That's fair.
So I chewed on it,
so
and it was all just lollipop.
I was going to say, it got lost in the crunch of the lollipop.
It really did, but I was proud of myself for eating a cricket.
I think Fred Meyer actually sells cricket flour.
I'm sorry?
Cricket flour?
Is this a brand name? Like it's wheat flour, but cricket is the brand name?
I believe it is flour that is made from crickets. I swear I saw something like that at Fred Meyer some time ago.
Well, if you ever go to PetSmart, they just have these huge tubs of crickets, because I guess they feed them to the reptiles.
Yeah.
And they just leave them open. And I don't understand why the crickets don't leave. Go free, crickets. You can be free, but they don't. They just stay in there. I don't know what that is.
Cricket flour. Cricket flour is a protein-rich powder made from crickets using various processes. Cricket flour differs from true flour made from grains by being composed mainly of protein rather than starches and dietary fiber. Disgusting.
What do you do with it?
Substitute regular flour?
All right, you know what? I'm going to have to... it doesn't matter. I'm never going to try cricket flour. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
I'm going to make you cookies one day, and I'm going to send them to you. And then you're going to be like, oh my God, chocolate chip cookies. I love chocolate chip cookies. And then you're going to eat it. And I'm like, hey, guess what, Heather? That had cricket flour in it.
Bro, if you make me cricket flour cookies and send them to me, I'll try them.
Okay.
I'll try them. But I'm not making my own cricket flour cookies. I will not do it. Let's go on with stories. What's the strangest thing you've eaten? From Cut Arius. In the grand scheme of things, it probably isn't that strange, but the first time eating kangaroo felt a little as close as it gets. Growing up, I never thought, I wonder what it tastes like, but there I was eating some. At least, that is what they told me it was. And apparently, that's a thing, eating kangaroo meat. Another thing I learned that people can eat.
I mean, I guess it makes sense.
Mosca Mai. The day before I went into hospital, my parents thought they'd take me out for lunch. We went to this Asian restaurant, and they had eel on the menu. Being from a rather traditional English cooking background, Mother and I were excited. So we said, 2 serves of eel, please. The man, to his credit, tried to warn us away. These aren't English-style eels. Maybe get something else. But we scoffed and said, no, it'll be great. We love eel. Out come 2 giant bowls full of little eels. It looked like something out of a horror film, like the maggots in Lost Boys. I think they were alive. I think the eels were still alive in this scenario.
I mean, I've had eel sushi and not good.
Yeah, I feel like that might be an acquired taste.
I think so.
Also, there's different kinds of eels. Maybe it depends which eel you get. I don't know.
Just the name eel alone tells me, do not eat me. I am disgusting.
Good to know. We should just have that as a warning sign on certain foods.
Mm-hmm.
Do not eat me. I am disgusting.
Goat. Disgusting.
Goat meat?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I thought goat cheese was disgusting. You know
Goat
what?
Milk, goat cheese, goat meat.
Anyway. From a deleted account, raw but dead baby octopus. That's what that person ate. Reply, and I swear to God, from Pineapple Slices, I don't know if this is a joke or not. It says, next, try live octopus. You have to make sure to chew very thoroughly because the tentacles can still stick to stuff even after they've been severed. That said, honestly very tasty.
I don't believe you.
I think that's a joke. That must be a joke. Right?
No, I think...
Now I gotta Google it.
I think people eat live octopuses. Octopusi. Octopi?
People eat octopus live? No, live octopus. That's the grammatical way to say it. Grammatical, Ryan. I'm trying to be grammatical over here.
You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
Live octopus is a delicacy in some parts of the world, including South Korea and Japan, but if it isn't prepared properly, it could kill you. A nutritionist told Insider it's not recommended because the suckers make octopus a choking hazard. And there is a picture along with this little blurb from insider.com of a woman with an octopus tentacle stuck to her face, and it just looks like it's pulling her skin off.
Oof.
That is rough. Here's another one from Most Bestest. I ate a roasted lamb eyeball in Bulgaria a few years ago. It was kind of like a meaty grape. Very juicy. Not my favorite experience. Sounds gross. I loved this answer. Zenova360. I ate spiders when I was a kid. And dandelions. And toothpaste. Reply. Do you have superpowers nowadays?
Heather, that's something
What?
I used to do when I was a kid. Is I used to
Eat spiders?
No, used to eat toothpaste. Like by the tube. Heather, that's why I don't get sick very often. I used to eat fluorinated toothpaste.
I feel like you should be dead. Maybe this just goes back to your theory about how you're like invincible. What was that again? We talked about it before.
That I have the world's strongest immune system.
Yes,
and I should be poked and prodded and studied.
Yeah, you just made it sound like you want to be alien abducted, though, so I feel like...
Minus the anal probing. We've already covered that in this podcast.
We will wrap it up here with the question of the week. Ryan, what is the oddest form of entertainment you enjoy?
Have you ever seen those videos of the people making the very micro miniature foods? And they have like the micro miniature, like it's like dollhouse bowls. And they like have these tiny little measuring spoons, and they like measure off their flour, and then they'll measure off their tiny eensy beensy miniature eggs and like their ingredients, and they'll mix it, and then they'll have like a little tiny little stove that they'll like light a little candle underneath, and then they'll put it in the stove, and they'll make like this tiny little bread or pizza or just these cute little things, and they're no bigger than your fingertip. Like, they're tiny. So tiny.
I might have to look into that.
And I find it oddly intriguing. And anytime one of those videos, I don't go out of my way to watch it, but anytime one of those videos pops up on my newsfeed on Facebook, I watch it.
You know what? The oddest form of entertainment we have around here is just ASMR videos. Some of them are really, like, Charlie mainly watches them. And it's like, there's one series of ones she likes to watch that's just this giant tire rolling over and breaking or squishing things.
Huh.
It'll be like a watermelon or a banana or random action figure toy, or, hey, let's see what happens if we fill a bunch of water balloons with foam and drive over them, or just any random thing you can think of, they'll drive over it. And then there's just thousands of them you just see a pair of hands playing with slime.
Mm-hmm.
And it's making really squishy sounds. Slime videos. She loves them.
I think the ASMR videos have gone too far. Like, people will talk like this in their videos while they're doing something. And it's supposed to be super relaxing. But I find it very annoying. Especially when the kids are watching their ASMR videos.
Okay, we don't watch anyone where somebody talks over it. So that's bordering on creepy there. But there's a lot. You know what? I will get mesmerized by a cake decorating video any day.
Oh, yeah.
I can't pull my eyes away. It's amazing.
That's not even really that odd.
It's not that odd.
I think, because that's just right along the lines of watching cooking shows.
Sure. Well, there you go. I guess, all in all, we don't really have very odd forms of entertainment between us.
Mm-hmm.
But there you have it. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Once again, I don't have any new countries to add this week. We didn't have any new listeners, so I'm just going to thank the ones that are sticking around week after week. Thank you, United States. Thank you, France. Thank you, Argentina. Thank you, Venezuela. Thank you, Chile. Thank all of you. Thank you for sticking around. We love having you here. And last but not least, share the podcast with one person this week. I can tell Argentina is sharing. That's a sharing nation. I can feel the vibe. Thank you,
nice.
Argentina. Everybody else share. And let's get more people listening.
I thought you were about to scold everybody else. Everybody else, shame on you. For shame for not sharing.
Sharing is caring. All right. I guess that's all we got, Ryan. Until
we play again.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, did I do it right? Did I get
it?
it?
That was perfect.
Oh,
Absolutely
nice.
perfect.